I think the idea of life without limits is very misleading. I think it's inaccurate. So, life without limits needs life without limits needs to be expanded. What do you mean when you say life without limits? Does that mean that you use adaptive technology, or you use curb cuts and better doorways and better access in a number of ways to live your life to the fullest? You know, I think that maybe is a better way to go, is talking about how to live your life to the fullest, using the tools and the resources that are available to live your life to the fullest. Adaptive technology obviously has changed a lot just in the last few years. In my 45 years on the planet, oh my God, simple things like crutches and braces, where crutches used to be made out of wood, even the ones that you don't tuck under your arm, but what we would call forearm crutches still, were wooden and had butterfly nuts on them, and they were leather straps. I mean, this was technology from FDR. You know, this was the technology of FDR from the 1930s and 1940s. Now we have aluminum crutches, we have titanium crutches, we have titanium wheelchairs. The wheelchair I own, one of the wheelchairs I own, is titanium. It's built out of what they build airplanes out of. Where before it was all just aluminum, you hope, and leather sling seating, and it was very uncomfortable and very cumbersome. So technology, just like everything else, has gotten smaller, it's gotten cleaner, it's gotten stronger. So yeah, there's been a lot of changes in technology in the last 45 years. I'm moving easier. I walk easier because my hamstrings have now been released by the Botox. It's made me taller, which actually all it's done is it's released my hamstrings, so now I can actually stand up taller. My back is straighter, my hips and my pelvis are in better line. There's an obvious physical difference that, I mean, it's such a domino effect of physical improvement. You know, it releases the hamstrings, reduces some of the stress on the rest of my body, which allows that to work better. It's really been this crazy domino effect. With Botox, what it does is when they push the Botox into the muscle fiber, it actually is like unplugging the internet from your brain to your muscle, where it cuts off the message that says, make this muscle tighter, contract, contract, contract. So what the Botox does is it says, it blocks that contraction message that's coming from my brain constantly. So what it does is it sets that, it releases that muscle, sets it free, so you can actually strengthen the opposite muscle to make yourself stronger, and you're not fighting against the muscle that's tight all the time. Because when you have spastic muscles, they're pulling in one way and your body is pulling in another way, so it's kind of like an internal tug of war. So what the Botox does is it cuts off one side of that tug of war on a temporary basis to allow you to gain some more strength and management on the other side. And the way they figure out where to shoot it is the syringe has an electrode on it, and it actually senses the electrical activity coming from your brain to the muscle, and it actually reads out on a laptop, and you can watch the waveform of the muscle, the electrical activity, and the sound of it, so they can find where the heaviest activity is, and they shoot the Botox right into there to get the best bang for your buck. And that's how the basic Botox process works. At least that's how it did for me. I didn't think it would work this well. I thought it would give me a little bit of extra mobility. It would make my life a little bit easier. I didn't expect all the other muscular changes. I didn't really think of the domino effect of how it would improve my posture, of how it would improve that it would just improve my whole body because my hamstrings were no longer pulling me down. I really didn't think I would be doing this well. I really didn't. I mean, that's my biggest shock, is that the fact that the first time out, which is sort of as the doctor explained it to me, is just sort of a feeling out process to figure out where we start. I mean, we're just at the starting point now. So for it to be this good 3 months in is still a shock to me. I don't think I've processed it completely, because it's not just simply a matter of losing the crutches. It's a matter of learning how to do everything in your life over again. Because if you think about it, if you're used to having a crutch to get up out of a chair, how do you get up out of a chair? If the chair doesn't have arms on it that you can't lean on, how do you get up out of that chair? And how do you get up out of it smoothly? And how do you move around? What if you get yourself into a situation that you've never been in before, that you have to walk a certain distance, or you have to do a certain thing that you're not prepared for and you're not trained to do, that your brain hasn't been readjusted through physical therapy and occupational therapy to be able to do it, and you get yourself into that situation and you're stuck. And that's one of my greatest fears, is that I could probably do the basics pretty easily, but the unexpected stuff that's going to come up just comes up in everybody's everyday life. I can't imagine actually pulling into a parking lot in my car and looking where I have to go or where I have to be and go, I can't get out of my car. I lived my life thinking that far ahead. Everything I do physically, I think that far ahead. So my hesitation is that maybe on paper I could do it, but is it the right thing to do? So we'll have to wait and see. Like I said, it's only been 90 days. Talk to me about that in a year.
Such is the way of the world, you can never know just where to put all your faith, and how will it grow. Gonna rise up